These fans are great for keeping us cool, but how does a fan keep an engine cool? Welcome to this AMSOIL Tech Tip. Yep, it's all about the law of thermodynamics. Let's talk about cooling fans. What's happening? Well, we're taking heat from hot places and transferring it to a place with less heat. The engine, boom, fires inside, the coolant carries it outside, and we get rid of it. That's exactly what's going on. Hot to less heat. The radiator's dissipating it to the outside atmosphere. Now you can see right here, there's two types of fans. You have a silicone driven fan, or you can have an electric coolant fan. I have them both sitting right here. Now a silicone driven fan or a viscous fan here, you can see it, that's usually the big fan blades on the front of the car, and that engages at different times when the engine gets hot or cold. The little bimetallic spring kind of tightens it up and gives you that coolant effect. Now most cars today, well, they have electric coolant fans like this one. And if you have an electric coolant fan, well, it turns on at different times. You can see the schematic right here, and it's actually driven by the computer. The engine control module then hits a relay and turns it on. When does it turn it on? Usually when you do the air conditioning or when it gets hot. You know, they usually take 12 volts and it's pretty easy to test. You can just take a voltmeter, you can go down to your fan, to your positive and negative wire, either turn your air conditioner on or wait for your car to actually engage it. Once you engage that coolant fan, you should see 12 volts on that wire. I'm turning it on now, you're seeing it run. You should have 12 volts there. If you don't, you just have to trace it back in the schematic. A good diagnostic for you. See by the graphic here that most cars have water jackets, but today on motorcycles, V-twins, all kinds of stuff, use fin-cooled engines still. Man, that creates a lot of heat, and heat's not our friend.
No, not in this situation. Heat can be bad, especially when the oil is involved. You see this on like large Harley Davidsons. You see guys in Sturgis pushing their bikes along the side of the road, and typically what happens there is the oil gets so hot, all oils are going to naturally thin out as they get warm. It means your oil pressure starts to drop. So the key to survival in that situation is start with really good building blocks. So what we do is we make sure that the oil maintains its viscosity under high temperatures. 300 degrees is not uncommon on some of those big V-twin bikes. So you maintain the oil pressure, keep the oil moving. Once it's moving, that's critical. It can lubricate, and it doesn't oxidize, and it doesn't tend to stick to the different parts. So good building blocks really takes you a long ways.
Now my son drives a Harley, so I know from experience, the V-twin community, they believe in AMSOIL, man. That's all they use. And why do they do it? Well, number one, it's the best. And number two, you got this whole kit right here, man. Everything. You got the oil filter, you got the O-ring, everything you need to do in an oil change in one kit. Check it out for yourself at AMSOIL.com.